Hey everybody, Carla Nicole. So happy Sunday. Um, Today is kind of cold. Today is kind of cold, let me tell you. I was like, man, what's happening to my summer here? I love summer, man. It's like my favorite season, but it's looking like it is quickly um leaving us. So I'm kind of sad. Just a little sad, just a little sad. But it's all good, right? I mean, when it comes down to truly, truly, truly enjoying life, we have to take the good with the bad, right? So we have to acknowledge that unfortunately summer's not going to be here too much longer. So it's looking like to me I'm going to be doing my lives for a while, probably inside, because I'm just not the person to do the cold. So of course, what can we do? I want to welcome everybody. Welcome, welcome. It is live with Carla Nicole show. I've been doing this show now for a while, and I'm really loving it. It's Sunday. It's the best day, I think, and I try not to hold you up too long. I know you're sharing your time with me, so I have to learn to respect that, and am humbled because you are. So I'm not going to hesitate to get started on talking about transformation. So again, everybody new to this is Carla Nicole. I'm a single mother of two children. I have a son that is 10, and I have a daughter that is 19. So I'm a mama, of course. But at the same time, I am also a wisdom coach. I coach people, I help people with their life, which is part of my spiritual mission, is to help enhance people's lives and encourage people to be the best them that they can be. Inside from that, I am also a creator. Hello, Keith. Hi, Abraham. I appreciate that, love. And so, in order to be who we are, we must always strive to be the best us, right? That's what we're here to do on the planet. We got to be the best us. And I believe that we need to lead by example while we're here, okay? But before I go into all of that, I just want to share with you guys that I do have an e-course coming that is going to be more in depth with what I talk about on Sunday. So this is a transformation series, and I am having a new e-course that you guys can go in on your own time and listen. You can join the e-course. I'm going to shoot the link on this live, so you'll be able to go over there to the e-course, and let me tell you, sign up now to be a part of that, because the e-course is going to be the legwork to help you transform your life. That's what we're here to do, right? Transformation series. Transformation means to improve, to advance, to do better than we are, right? And we want to do better, and by doing so, we have to encourage other people to do the same. So in order to do this e-course, I had to really use my brain power, let me tell you, and create the course where it's inviting. It's reasonably priced. It's going to be a course that you can enjoy, and you can go in and learn and truly, truly advance your life. And the name of the course is Learn to Unlearn, is the name of the course. It's going to be available very soon. But I need you guys to go over there. Once I hit the link on this live today, I want you to go over there and sign up, so when I drop the course, you guys can take the course. But anyway, it's called Learn to Unlearn. It's a part of my Better Path series. Good morning, Shirley. Learn to Unlearn is a part of my Better Path series. So I'm going to be doing a lot of e-courses from now on, so you guys can go in there, drop when you want to, take it when you have the time, and just learn how to take what I'm telling you here on Sunday to apply it to your life. I mean, what good am I if I'm just giving you stuff and then you can't apply it to you? Because really, I would be doing myself a disservice as my mission to give you something, which is information, which is empowerment, and all of those things, without giving you something to work on your own time and advance your life, man. This is what it's for. So again, we're going to get started today. I hope you guys are ready for transforming. So today is about learning to unlearn. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, learning to unlearn. Oh, okay, so let's talk about that for a second. How do we learn to unlearn? A lot of times it's real trendy, it's real fun to say, oh, I want to be this, or I want to strive to become that, or I see people that I see are doing something powerful on this planet in their time, and I'm looking at them like, dang, how do y'all do that? For instance, we can use celebrities, for example. A lot of times, you know, if we measure up our life to some of these celebrities, you're like, man, you know, they actually are doing some profound things. What made them a celebrity? What made them be so influential out here? And so I think it's imperative and important that when we truly sit down and look at celebrities or people that are influential, we look at them and we think, well, wow, they're doing this, they're doing that, but you can be a celebrity in your own life. We don't have to compare our life to their life. But what we can do is we can take what they are doing and use what they are doing and apply it to our life to be a celebrity in our own right. See, celebrity doesn't necessarily mean that, oh, they're unattainable. Celebrity is showing that it can be possible. That's what we need to pay attention. We need to pay attention to the fact of their example. So remember last week I talked about leading by example and how our impact of what we do in our life and what we do in our life can impact someone else. Remember I talked about that last week. Hey Dave, remember when I talked about last week that what we do in our life can be viewed from other people? And not only is it viewed from other people, but people can learn by our mistakes. They can learn by our achievements. They can learn by just how we problem solve, how we resolve things. What are we doing to achieve? And what are we doing in our life to, really lead others in a better light for their life? See, I believe, and I think a lot of times we don't think about it, but I believe that we truly can improve others by being what we decide, what we want to be, based upon what we see in others. Remember when I talked about last week how imperative it is that when you watch other people, right, and you see their example, and sometimes we see some people's mistakes and we think, ooh, that wasn't a good call, or ooh, I certainly wouldn't have made that particular decision. But yet we have to pay attention to how important it is that when we see people making mistakes, or when we pay attention to others' errors, others' indecisions, we need to sit back on ourselves and say, let's not be judgmental, but let's pay attention to how we can advise others of maybe going through something similar, or how we can take their example and try to empower other people not to make that mistake or similar mistake. This is how we can be different. This is how we can be celebrity in our own life. Learning to unlearn means what in our life, what steps in our life are we taking that we're taking unconsciously? Oh, I want y'all to think about that for a minute, because a lot of decisions we make, or a lot of things that we do, sometimes isn't really thought out by us per se. Sometimes we're doing things and we're thinking, I just made the decision. I didn't even think about it. But we have to realize that we have been bred into a lot of who we are today. I want you to think about that for just a second. We have been inbred to do a lot of what we do today. So what does that mean? That means in our development as children, as we were coming up, as we were growing up, there was things that were instilled. Values, okay? Values, beliefs, opinions, and activated opinions are all created while we are young and as we become adults. So I want you to think about something very, very important. That in our opinions, in our beliefs, and in our activated opinions, we have to sit back and think about what is it that causes us to allow, adopt, and or do certain things regardless of thought. See, a lot of times I don't think we sit down and really ponder on why do we think what we think? Why do we have the opinions we have? What about our beliefs? Do we really sit down and really truly gut check and look at, hey Nina, do we really sit down and gut check why we think the way we think? I mean, really. Do we really take our time and really try to step out of ourselves and see why is it we think, believe, or have opinions about what we have without really having a second thought as to why we think these ways, or why we have these opinions, or why we feel a certain way or believe a certain way? Why? So learning to unlearn allows us to do what? It allows us to say, hold on, not unlearn the positive things. So I want to get that clear. You don't want to unlearn the things that work well in your life. You don't want to unlearn those things because they're working. So of course, things that are positive in your life, you don't want to say, well, I want to unlearn that, because it's going to what? Devalue what you got going on that's positive. So what you want to do is you want to unlearn the things that are not positive. Things that are going against what you're trying to achieve, things that's going against what you're trying to accomplish, things that's going against what you're trying to become. See, I believe when we sit down and really pay attention, hey James, when we sit down and really pay attention to what we value, what we believe, and our activated opinions, when we sit down and we really look at those things, have we really ever thought, why do I think this way? Why do I believe this way? And if we do, then that is the time when we need to self-check. Is it truly, truly, truly because of me? Or has this been influenced in my life because of someone's demand, command, or where I was living, or how I was living, or the peer group I was around, or the family members that I had that raised me, or whatever that is? We need to really look and see, why do we have these certain mindsets? Because our mind gets set on a lot of things, and we need to know why our minds are set on certain things. What is it? What is it that causes us to have these mindsets? So when you look at it, you have to sit back and say, okay, I have mindsets. I have opinions. I have beliefs. And in those beliefs, values, and all of those things that's going on, guess what it does for your life? It can either inspire you to become a better thinker, or it can inspire you to be more prejudicial, judgmental, or biased. Now, I want you to think about something that's very important. Being judgmental is not a good thing you want to be. Why I say being judgmental is not good is because it actually takes away being who we can become and allowing ourselves to be open to other thinking. When we have a closed-mindedness on a certain, we'll just say certain race, on a certain belief, on a certain whatever in this lifetime that's going on, and we can all do it. Let me tell you, we can all have prejudices. I want that to be clear now. We all have some kind of prejudice or some type of thing we don't agree with. That's well and fine. But I want you to challenge yourself and ask yourself, why do I have these beliefs, prejudices? The best way to combat against prejudicial views, biases, or even closed-mindedness, or becoming judgmental, or looking down your nose at somebody, the best way to combat against that is to begin to do what? Interact with people or situations, or even begin to research, do some reading, pay attention, do some research. And why I say research is so important, to challenge you unlearning some things that may be stopping you from your growth, is important. I want to tell you something that I think is very, very important. Sometimes when we get to a point where we're so prejudiced, and I'm not talking about just racial prejudice, I'm not talking about that, I'm just saying prejudice in general, prejudice or we're biased about something. And say, for instance, the very message that you need to inspire your achievement, inspire your advancement in your life could actually come from that prejudicial viewer or person or thing or whatever, or colony, for instance, that you could be hindering who you are. You can stop your blessings because I don't want to listen to that person, or I don't believe in how they believe, so I'm not going to pay attention to what they say or whatever. And I want you guys to get this because I think it's very important when I tell you to unlearn some things. Why I say it's important is because when we get to a point where we get so closed-minded and we consume how we believe based upon what we think we know, it closes us off to some blessings that we could be getting and gaining, because we don't really realize that when you have a prejudice or bias, we often can sit back and say, you know what, I don't really want to listen to, for instance, I know, I'll throw it out there. For instance, like some people right now, ladies may have man hate. I'll just use that as an example. Many ladies may have man hate. We'll use that as an example, okay? So say, for instance, a gentleman may have what this woman needs to advance in her life, but she don't want to listen to him because ain't no man gonna tell me nothing. I know more than any man. I can challenge a man. I could go up against any man, so he can't tell me nothing. But this man, maybe that she's talking about, is someone that can really advance her life. Not only can he advance her life, but he can also encourage her to be a better her. But because she has a prejudicial view about men, or about how she feels about what men are doing and how men are and all this other stuff, she can't hear the message. Guess what she's doing now? She's blocking off her blessing because she does not want to sit down and listen to the fact that that message may be coming from the very person you have an issue with. Another prime example. I don't want to be, for example, I don't want to be around anybody that's homosexual or lesbian, or I don't want to be around anybody of the LGBT community because I don't want to listen to them. Those people. Okay. How do you know someone in that community can help inspire an advocacy that you are trying to advance? We can just say, for instance, domestic violence. Maybe somebody in the LGBT community can help you to advance your domestic violence advocacy that you're trying to get out here and push forward. But you don't want to listen to them because you have what? A prejudicial view. These are just examples, okay? So I want y'all to think about this. This is why I tell you it's imperative that we unlearn some things. Because, you know, we spend a lot of time saying we love this, we love that, we're a loving people and all this stuff. And then we turn around and we act under our breath. We'll say some very ugly things about people. And it's very important that we step back and say, hold on, maybe I need to combat against what I'm thinking negatively on. And in order to combat against that, you need to interact and get engaged and start being intimate with the very people or the very person or the very gender or the very whatever you're having an issue with. And you need to get intimate with that very same prejudicial view you have. You need to get intimate. There's a lot of people, and I don't really talk a lot about racial bias, but we're going to talk about that too. There's a lot of people that don't have a prejudicial bias about opposite races or people that are not the same race as them. Don't even have to be black. You could be Hispanic and not want to talk to nobody other than Hispanics or Asian or whatever your racial is. You might be on that. I don't want to talk to nobody that ain't doing this or ain't doing that. I don't want to be involved with that particular racial group because of whatever your prejudice is. But you don't know. You could be out somewhere and they may take a bullet for you. and may not even know you, but they have a love for you and believe that you should not have to die, and they will take that bullet. Let me tell you something. We have to get over thinking that our way of thinking is okay. Sometimes we need people, and I'll tell you, there's people I'm close to that really make me accountable. So when I'm out here talking and encouraging people, I have these people in my life. I got people to tell me, you off. You're wrong. That's not okay. That's unacceptable. You need to change that view. You need to rethink about what you're talking about because that's unacceptable. So I have accountability partners in my life. We have to sit back and look at, in our life, who is it that really truly has a stance that will encourage us to be a better us? See, I believe that if we don't sit down and really pay attention to who we have in our life, we can find ourselves in between a rock and a hard place because our environment is hugely impactful. Remember, I said last week that we tell our children how important it is to watch their peer group. We tell our children, we don't want you around the bad people. We don't want you hanging around the bad crowd. We don't want you out here. And you know, like with ladies, with your daughters, you tell your daughters you don't want to be out here hanging out with the promiscuous girls because you'll have that same reputation. What happens after college? What happens after college and we believe that once we get a degree, we've made it? What happens after that? See, we have to remember that even though after college we get our degree or whatever, or even if we don't go to college, but you go to high school and you get your diploma or whatever you accomplish in your life, you get your certificate of work, whatever your accomplishments are. Understand this, that doesn't mean your growth stops. That doesn't mean that. We still have to graduate to the next level of who we are. See, I believe, and this is what I told my daughter because she's young and, you know, I teach her things about what she needs to unlearn to empower her to the next step. And I told her, I said, you're not ready to be a mother yet. You are a young woman, yes, but you yet have to graduate to becoming a full woman, an actual woman, a grown woman. So right now you're a young woman, so you have to yet graduate up to a grown woman, and then from that, then you graduate to being a mother. There's levels to this. You can't just, a lot of times we can become mothers, and we can become mothers too soon. And when we do, it is what it is. We just do what we got to do, right? But we're now becoming mothers when we're still trying to graduate to being a grown woman. So we're having to do what? Become a mother while you're still in your young woman stage. So it makes it difficult. Doesn't make it impossible, no. But it makes it difficult. So what I told my daughter is, there's levels to this. Also, just like with women, we think once we're a grown woman, we're good. No, you still have another step up. After you're a grown woman, you then become an elder. Elder women, we actually have wisdom. We actually can teach our children something. We actually can we can actually advise and help guide young women and grown women to make better decisions. Because we're what? We're now advanced to being a elder woman. So there are levels to every stage of your life. And then after that, you become a grandmother. All of these things take stages in time, but we also have to advance in our psyche. We have to advance in our knowledge and in our wisdom. There's stages to this. You don't just become, you transform, right? So what we have to understand with transformation is that in order to unlearn some things, you first have to know what it is. How do I know that I need to transform? Look at your life. What do you have going on in your life? You can only answer that. I can't answer that for you. But what I can tell you is there are clues. Now, if you take my course, I'll give you some in-depth things about how you really can see what clues will help you. But I'll give you just a little one right here. Look at your life. Are you seriously able to become a person in peace? There are alcoholics, drug addicts, sex addicts, drama addicts, all kind of addicts out here. Okay? So we can talk about all the different addicts that are out here, and I can go on and on and on and tell you about what's so crazy about addiction. But what I will tell you is this. Addictions come from not having an inner peace. We as humans desire peace. I want y'all to simmer on that. We desire peace. What do you think being high gives you? It gives you a numbness. It gives you a feeling of being afloat. The numbness and the feeling being afloat makes you feel euphoric. That's peace. No drunkenness, no high, no sex can give you the high you can get on your own meditating. That's a whole nother level. That's just what it is. So when people are so addicted to prescription drugs, addicted to sex and all these different people, addicted to people, hell, addicted to just wanting to have attention. There's people out here that will do any damn thing they can to get attention because they're addicted to somebody paying attention to them. Why is that? Because they are seeking to find the euphoria that's actually within them. But they can't find it because they're too busy chasing outside of what it is inside them. So always remember, like I tell you, when it comes down to the real basics, people are drug addicts, sex addicts, any kind of addict. You can put any addict in front of me and I'll tell you right now, if you take away that alcohol, if you take away that sex they're so addicted to, and you make them seek into themselves and desire for themselves what peace they really have, if they really have peace in their heart and mind and soul and in their home, there ain't enough highs that they don't even have. They're no longer desiring to be out here having all these multiple people or having all these people show them attention or drinking to obliteration. There's nothing wrong with drinking. There's nothing wrong with having a good time. There's nothing wrong with having great sex. There's nothing wrong with any of that. But when you find yourself to the point where you're getting reckless, something's wrong with that, behaviorally. And in that reckless behavior, what happens? You make indecisions. So now that causes you to do what? Learn that that chase that you're chasing with that alcohol, that chase that you're chasing with that drug, that chase that you're chasing with sex, it's coming from something in you saying, can we stop and just look for the peace, please? That's your sign. One huge sign that I'm giving y'all for free. Okay? You are seeking your peace. But a lot of times we don't want to talk about that because peace ain't sexy. If I came on here and told everybody on this call that you go and find the finest and most beautiful woman y'all and gentleman y'all want, you will find your peace. Y'all will be I would go viral. But that's not, what I just said here is not sexy. You see, it's more sexy for me to tell you how great it is to be with somebody or with some type of sexual example or some type of relationship. It's going to move you. No. It's not about that. It's about finding and seeking the peace in you. So again, I'm hoping I'm giving y'all something that you can take and learn. The reality is, in order to unlearn bad behaviors, we have to sit down and really look at what is going on in my life that is not working to my benefit. What is it? Because when you really look at it, it's like, oh, wait a minute. I have something that I really need inside me. And I didn't even know I had it. Let me tell you something. A lot of times, we're so distracted. So distracted. We got so much going on that we can't find our own peace in our life. For example, there was a gentleman that I was cool with one time, and he called me up. There was like a little interest there, you know what I'm saying? And he called me up and he said, man, when I call your phone, he said, pretty peaceful over there. I said, what do you mean? He said, I just don't hear fussing and cussing and I don't hear nothing. I said, well, I keep my life pretty simple. and I keep my life pretty light, and I kind of like to have my peace. So you're not going to hear all that. You're not going to hear me fussing and yelling and cussing at my kids. You're not going to hear me going all around in a circle and yelling at you. I'm just not that chick. He said, well, you have no idea how many women I talk to that is all kinds of stuff going on in the background. I said, really? And then in the next breath he said, and a lot of times they're alcoholics. They gotta party all the time. They gotta be sexing all these men. They gotta be having something going on all the time. And I said, really? Why is that? He said, I don't know. I said, I'll tell you why. She don't have no peace. Because when you really find the peace within you, you don't need all of those things. Is there something that you desire in your life? Yes. But to transform, we have to unlearn some things. And if we unlearn some things, we will then understand, oh, I can become a better person by simply sitting back and saying, I can be this. I can become a better person. But in order to do that, we have to really sit down and really pay attention to what it is we want to become. But you know what? Best thing to do? Look for some examples of who you admire. Who do you admire? Who do you know leads by example? I'm just saying. And then you can become it in your own right. I'm not saying that you have to be a twin to them. But take some of the primary things that they do and apply it in your life. And then you'll find out, oh my God, now I see that when I am with this person and I see by their example, I can be something, I can do something outside of all of this that's going on, then I can change. And it won't take much. I'm telling you, you'll find yourself in a better light. You'll find yourself transformed. And your transformation, it doesn't have to be painful. It just has to be consistent. You have to be disciplined. You have to desire to want to change. That's what transformation is. So like I said, I hope I helped somebody today. Like I said, I came on a little late, but I had to get it out. I had to let you guys know that we can transform. The transformation series is one of my favorites. But I just want you guys to know that to unlearn some things, you gotta sit in the thinking and really, really, really challenge, what is my beliefs? What do I really have in store in my mind that maybe isn't necessarily my own opinion? Maybe it was instilled in me. And if that's the case, I am allowed to transform that and change it. I don't have to be this. I can change. And in your transformation, you may lose people. You may lose people, man. You may lose people thinking they thought they know you. It's okay. You'll get new people. Or you won't. And even if you don't, you'll still be fulfilled because you are you in your authentic self. And you're in your transformed self. So really, just take what I'm saying and enjoy it. I'm telling you. Share this video. I know it's not sexy, but it's definitely necessary. And like I said, everybody on this call is welcome to take the course. It's called Learn to Unlearn. It is a part of my Better Path series. I am very excited about it. I want you guys to jump on there and sign up. You can sign up now, actually. And when I drop the course, you guys will get the notification when it's ready for you guys to take it. It is awesome. It is fun. I'm excited about it. And then tonight, whoever's here and you have not yet joined my group, which is Live with Carla Nicole group, you got to get over there because tonight I'm having my first Better Loving video call. I'm going to talk about helping gents with premature ejaculation. How can gentlemen, resolve that issue? I had one of my guys that I coach. He came to me personally and was struggling with this very issue, which is premature ejaculation. And he wanted to know some ways to resolve that. And I got some answers for him. So I'm going to share it with you guys. Also, on the call, when you're there, we're going to have a better loving conversation about some things that I think we can talk about. So whoever's ready to join that, because I know who doesn't want better love in their life, right? So I hope you guys come and join with me tonight. I will be posting very shortly on the group that I will be adding a messenger call. So I will be calling at 6:30 tonight Eastern Standard Time. So everybody that wants to be on there, you will see me, I will see you. We will all get to talk back and forth, which is an awesome tool. Love it. So if you guys want to be a part of that, please don't hesitate to join my group called Live with Carla Nicole. All right. I will be getting that link here in a moment for you guys to join my course. It's the e-course called Learning to Unlearn. Thanks so much for being a part of this. I'm so glad you guys are here. If you want to ever follow all of these different episodes, hashtag Live with Carla Nicole or hashtag Transformation Series, and you'll get this whenever you need it. All right? So I'm out of here. Thanks so much for viewing. Charles, I'm glad you loved the message. Love you too, Lens and Mookie. I'm glad it made you laugh. I'm out of here, you guys. It's Carla Nicole signing off. Best kept. Have a good day. Bye.